What's good, everyone? How's it going? I am back. So, round 5 review we have right here. 2085 for the round score. So, yeah, that's good. Actually, quite a bit better than I thought. Top 1% for the round. 2014 for the round. Like, actually thinking, just during the round was happening like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was like, I'll probably get like around top 10, top 15k for the round, maybe similar to last week, but yeah, that's actually quite surprising. So that's good. Team value shot up quite a lot as well. I think that went up like 1.5 million or something. And yeah, obviously season rank 906. Nice to be in the top 1k for the first time. So yeah, our trades, I've already used my trades. I'll quickly reverse them. So here's my team from last week with all the trades reversed and everything, which I just did. So yeah, starting off, oh, look at these two guys. 300 points between them. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, Luke Ryan, just like such a cool, steady hand with, yeah, the ball. Always takes the kickouts basically when he's down there. Like a few times I've seen guys like James Aish or Jordan Clark get the ball and they're like running to like take the kick out, and Luke Ryan's just like, no mate, this one will be all me. And then he just doesn't even really do too much with the ball. Like pretty much anyone could do what he does. He just kicks it as far as he can to either flank basically. But regardless, good SuperCoach points. He took quite a lot of kickouts in that last quarter, which I'm sure got him a lot of points, and some intercepts, which were good. Sheasel, 159. Again, you know, for someone that scores so much, he has so little impact on the game. But for SuperCoach, it's great. It really is. And Dacos did not play, and yet we used him as a loophole. D'Ambrosio and Williams. Look, if you traded these guys out a few weeks ago or something, I mean, probably not too many people trade out Williams, but maybe D'Ambrosio. You know, I think how many people traded him out? 3%. Okay, I thought it would be a bit more than that, to be honest with you. But yeah, a few people traded out Williams when he had his bye. So yeah, you'd probably be mad with yourself now because they both just had good scores here, you know, serving your back line when you may not have had too many others down here. I actually did, you know, Howes ended up going past his break even. I think it was like 56, so he went up 3k or something, which is good. Euland, oh my goodness, 80. He's a bit of a missed rookie, you know. Not a lot of people started him. I think he's got like about 5% ownership. I think he was at like 1%. I jumped on after this game, or well, heading into the Western Bulldogs game, because Marty Hoare was named sub. If he wasn't, I would have got Marty Hoare. So this would be Marty Hoare sitting here. And yeah, who would be injured, obviously, right now for me. But yeah, instead I got Euland, who reset his break even basically down to 10. And I mean, as you can see, he's projected to hit nearly 300k by round 7. He's only playing West Coast, and that's only with a 73 this week, a 58 in weeks after. He can go higher than that, you know, he really can. So he can definitely be, you know, around 300k just within a few weeks. So actually a really good defender starting pick. Looking back, well, actually I didn't start him, but I traded him in. So, and yeah, I traded him in before his first price rise at 135k, 137k. So that was good. Yeah. Now, midfield. Butters. 130, look, obviously good. Can't complain with that at all. Green, 72. Look, it's not that he's necessarily played bad. It's just that he's got taught a lesson by these two boys right here, Real and Steele, the past 2 weeks. He's had to go head-to-head with each of them. Because, honestly, I'm not sure why GWS like to play that way. They like to put Tom Green on the other best contested ball winner. Other teams don't do that. If they've got a really good midfielder, they try to just get them on some other player who's maybe not going to be as damaging, so they can just be as offensive as possible. But GWS don't really play that way. I mean, I guess it worked for them. They won both weeks, but I think they probably would have won by more if they let Tom Green actually go to work right at the coalface, you know, not having to be matched up on a Real or a Steele, who again, both this week, went absolutely sublime. You know, Real just, yeah, absolutely racked it up against Hawthorn, contested possession king, same as Steele pretty much. Yeah, you know, I haven't owned this guy since, what, like 2021, 2022, something like that, and really just looking at him hard, I think he's getting a bit more cheap ball around the ground, which is good, obviously good for his scoring, you know, helping him accumulate the ball in the touches and getting some more, you know, easy, efficient kicks, easy, efficient marks, uncontested around the ground and everything. And yeah, I think those really are certainly helping his score. Kicked a nice goal from 50 as well. Sarong, 110. Look, a bit below probably what you would want, 115, 120, but you can't hate a 110. He's had, 94 last week. That was against Carlton. He's played 2 hard midfields in a row. Carlton and Port Adelaide. Those are 2, big-bodied midfield that are, stacked with talent. So to drop a 94 and 110 isn't the worst in the world. It's still averaging 128. You'd probably be a little bit mad if you traded him in after the 170 or after the 141. But, I started it. So, I got all these scores. I've got 128 average from him. And West Coast this week, he could absolutely pile it on. So, who knows? And Raul, I think he's got Sydney this week. Yes. And Steele, who does he have? Steelers, Dogs. And Merritt scored like a 108 against them. But, who knows? Martin, 100. Look, again, he really didn't impact the game too much. Kicks a nice goal when he got forward from a set shot. That was not too hard of a kick. But, yeah. Anyway, just racking up the hundreds. As a defender, basically that's what we're picking him for. He'll roll back after next week. So that's a good score. It's a good score. Now, the midfield rookies. Quite disappointing, I must say. Obviously Sanders getting subbed off. Not his fault, but yeah. He wasn't going super good up to that point, but he was going all right. Mikesha injured. Obviously really sad. I'm not sure how long he's out for, but to go down 16k, he's only made us 80k now, basically, after this week, with a break-even of 101. I've got a lot of other people I can trade out. I think I'm just going to keep him for a bit, just because, we've barely got anything out of him. A lot of people are trading him out, clearly, but I'm probably just going to wait, I think, not this week, at least. Maybe if he's out for, 3 to 4 weeks, then maybe I'll trade him, but if he's only out for, a week or 2, I might just wait for him to keep going up in price, because I think he certainly will. He'll go down probably this week or something with that 6 in his rolling price cycle now for the next 2 weeks. But as you can see, if you hold him for a few more rounds, he can certainly get up above 300, 320k, I think, with a few. If he hopefully gets back into that defender line, that'll certainly help a lot. Roberts had the bye. He'll be a good inclusion back into the team this week. Sharp. Okay, look, we traded him in. We paid 250 for him when we should have just paid 180 the week before. Anyway, we did that. So he's still got a negative break-even. He had the lowest break-even in the competition last week, so I had to do it. I had to pull that trigger. And look, 54, not amazing, but again, he was playing a hard midfield in Port Adelaide. He did score 126 against Carlton. And again, West Coast this week. So let's see what he can do there. Richmond, in 2 weeks after that. So Western Bulldogs, they're probably not going to have Lipper then. Maybe, who knows. But yeah, not necessarily some really difficult matchups coming up for him. Now Lazaro, he was a sub, came on in the second quarter for Mikesha. So yeah, at the end of the day, it was going to be either Lazaro or Clark that I traded out for Sharp. I ended up trading out Clark, and that really was the correct decision, because I think he got 2 or something like that. Yeah, and that's obviously really going to stunt his price growth. He went down 3k. So break even now of 74. Probably unlikely he hits that. And yeah, I think I made the right move there. Yeah, Lazaro went up quite a bit. Hopefully he can just get a few consistent games, and I think he can certainly get up to 270 to 80k. Maybe even 300 if he has a full game. He had 16 touches in 3 quarters. That's pretty good. That's looking to be over 20 touches in a full game. So he's actually didn't play too bad. He really didn't, He uses the ball well. Gaunt 138 took the VC on the Thursday night. Good score, got to take that. Meek, look, a lot of people were saying, Meek's too speculative. Is he going to have the ruck roll and everything like that? I ended up trading him in for Jackson. Look, not only did I gain an extra 9 points on field, because I think Jackson scored 72, I also gained 250k. If you wanted to do that same trade this week, I think you only get 160k. So you lose 90 or something like that, 80 or 90k. Plus, 9 points on field. So that was good. Again, should go up quite a bit more. To get an 80 against Jared, which is pretty impressive, I think he was on 50 at halftime, so he slowed down a little bit. But, a guy like Cherry, you can score points against him. Stanley just got his highest score of the season against him this week. I think he turned up against him, so there's no reason why Meek can't. Meek played well. He's a good player. I think a lot of the reason you might think that Ned Reeves would come back into the team would be, Hawthorn sees him as a ruckman of the future. But I think something like there's only a 1 year age gap between Meek and Reeves. I think Meek's maybe only a year older than him, or something like that, I think. I actually, it might be younger, to be honest. I think he's a year older. But, the age gap, they're more or less the same age. And I usually don't do this, but I was looking through some of the VFL match reports for Hawthorn just because I wanted to see what Meek was doing in the VFL and comparing it to Ned Reeves. And, stats can be a little bit kind of confusing to look at because you really do have to have context behind them, especially in the VFL, knowing who they're going up against with everything like that. Because you don't really know too much about the league or the players playing in there necessarily, besides maybe some AFL listed guys. So, looking at I think Meek played one preseason game and round 1 for Hawthorn there in their VFL team. It was just like Meek dominated, best on ground, just played super well, helped out all the other young guys and stuff. And, of course, he ends up coming to the team with Ned Reeves being down on form. And then I went and looked at Ned Reeves' match reports from the 1 or 2 games he's played in the VFL, and it's like Reeves, slow to get into the game, didn't do much, stuff like that. So you got one guy that's dominating the VFL, the other guy can't really get a kick. Who's going to be in the AFL team now? Clearly it's Meek. Reeves has got to find form. I think he spends at least another week or 2 down there. And by that point, we'll probably have enough money on Meek's head to trade him out if we really want. Tim English did shocking. So, yeah, 648, went down 43k, 194 break even. Do I even want him? I'm not exactly sure. But, look, we might get him. He's going up against Marshall this week, so I'm probably going to trade him one of those 2 guys. We will see. But, yeah, eventually. We'll see. Flanders. Well, English we can probably get for like 550, 560k. Bont, I reckon we can probably get 580, 590k with his 77. So that's almost highway robbery, to be completely honest with you. But I will take it. Flanders, 116. Yeah, no, good score from him. Playing off halfback. I think that's a good role for him. I think he certainly can accumulate back there and use the ball well like he has been. So that's good. Powell, 98. I was actually a bit worried about it at halftime. He was on like 40 or something. And I was like, not normally getting pumped here. So I don't know how many points he's going to get. But to end up with a 98, close to 100, I'm fine with that. For a guy I paid like 310k for, to be getting around a 95-ish average from him, I think that's fine. I'd be fine with that if you can average that for the rest of the season. I don't really know how many people are going to be averaging that in the forward line, so I think I'd take that. A guy like Jack McRae is one that I would be looking at, because obviously, 61k he went down, still has a 158 break even. We'll probably be able to get him for maybe honestly like 350k in a few weeks, and that's a steal. That is a steal. So we'll monitor that. Harley Reid, 108. Speaking of guys that I don't want to trade out, like this guy, playing really well the last 2 weeks. If he can put out like 80s to 90s, then like him along with Roberts are 2 guys I'm really not going to have to look at trading for probably quite a few weeks, I can just upgrade around them. And then Dempsey, look, he was Geelong's lowest scoring player at halftime. He was on 8, I think Connor O'Sullivan, who I genuinely did not see get a touch in the first half. I think apparently he did, but I genuinely did not see him, was on more points than him. And I was like, what? But yeah, anyway. 56, not the worst to end up with. He should still go up. Well, yeah, he went up 32k this week. Only a 33 break even, so yeah, with an 86-80, 96 in the first game, we can see he's, quite a good rookie scorer at least. He has tough games coming up though. Brisbane, Carlton, Melbourne, Port Adelaide. That's a tough run. Even Gold Coast, because it is at their home ground. That's a tough run. So, yeah, maybe we only keep him for another week or 2. But a good starting pick. Cadman, 64. I think we do trade him out this week. I believe that's what I was doing. So, yeah, 40 break even. He'll probably get that, but it probably won't go up too much. The 90s now out of his rolling 3-round cycle. So, he's done his job for us. He's certainly played well, got up 140k. So you're happy with that. Darcy, playing really well, already up 128k just after the 2 games we've had him. And yeah, still negative 23 break even, 82. He's putting up good scores. He is. He's definitely a fieldable one for us. Isaac Heaney, very gladly will have him welcome back into the team this week. And Darcy Wilson, 61, actually not too bad. I think he does actually have decent job security looking at it. So I think St Kilda do want to play him. So hopefully, he just keeps getting games in. Slow burn, maybe gets up to 270, 280k as well. And then we look to trade. Who knows? So, trades this week. I think if we just sub on people and everything, I think we'll just start with this. Okay, so we're probably going to boost because there's rookies we need to get in. I don't want to boost, but there's rookies we need to get in who are just not Dagos. Actually, I didn't mean that. It's House who's done his job, but yeah, time to go, sadly. Look, like I was saying, McKercher, we might trade McKercher. It just depends how long he's out for. But for now, we've got to do Sanders, just because he's got that 46 in his price cycle, and I think there's other people we can put on field for him in place for midfielders. He's gone up, honestly, only like 130k, but yeah. Anyway, we can trade him, and the last guy I'm trading at is Cadman. So, obviously, the must-have guy, everyone's trading in if they don't already had him. A lot of people got bailed out with him. Sam Closey this week. I was honestly kind of frustrated that he scored that well because so many people got bailed out by having his score on field. I'd probably be ranked like 400th, 500th right now if he put out like a 60 or a 70 or an 80 even. But not to be. So we'll go him. And then the premium we are getting in this week, this is why I was clicking on Dacos before. We're subbing him into the midfield and we're going Hayden Young. Now look, we did trade this guy out, but 3 110s pluses in a row against hard competition, Carlton, Port Adelaide. You can see what he does against easier competition. Playing West Coast this week, and then Dogs at Optus, and then Richmond. I think he's not a must-have, but definitely want him in the team. And the last guy we are going to go with is subbing Lazaro into the midfield, Will Graham. So yeah, that's a pretty easy pick. 91, good score and everything. And I think he got the second lowest break even in the competition. I think Closey got the lowest. And yeah, Will Graham's got the second lowest, so that's good. It does mean we can't get a guy like Charlie Comben, who I think has a third lowest break even in the competition. I think his like minus 50 or minus 70 or something like that. If we look at it. Yeah, minus 75. Kyle Lohmann's maybe one that we missed out on. Probably should have gone him instead of Jeremy Sharp, to be honest. Or maybe Charlie Comben, but yeah, look, anyway, that's just how it happened. McKelty Lafau's also played quite well. I think he turned up on the weekend. But yeah, anyway, so that's the trades we are going to do this week. Just because, yeah, we need constant cash gen. I don't think cash gen is going to be too much of a problem for us because we've got like quite a lot of people. Like again, we've got a guy like Bodie Hewland on the defense bench, who probably a lot of people don't have. Obviously, 5% ownership, so that's good. And yeah, Sharp, Graham will play this week. Not sure if McKercher will, but yeah, Lazaro Wilson as well. So we still only got the two guys who aren't playing in Reed and Livingston, and maybe McKercher if he's injured. And Gorn won't play this week either, obviously, on the bye. So, captains this week. I haven't looked at this yet. Probably not Ryan, because the ball's not really going to be back there against West Coast. Even though they did win. 62 cash in the bank as well. I was thinking they should literally just like make it more like real life, like put interest on it. If you've got cash in the bank, then the bank's got to give you interest. That's how it works. So get like an extra 10% on this every week or something. I think that could be a good addition to the game. So look, Sheasel's played well every single week. He could honestly be a captaincy option if you wanted to, and I'm sure he'd score at least a 110. I think his lowest score's been like a 110 this year. So yeah, 113. So he's pretty safe if you wanted to, but I'd probably choose a midfielder over him anyway. Butters at the MCG could be good. I do want Merritt because he's going against Adelaide, but hopefully next week for him. I've been saying that for the past 2 weeks, but hopefully next week now. Steele has Dogs, which is a good matchup. Not Carlton for Tommy Green. Sarong has West Coast, which is good. Hey, he's won that medal twice, the Glendenning medal, whatever it's called, for the derby twice. So he's got good form in those matches. And then otherwise, we're looking at like a Heaney v Gold Coast, but Gold Coast midfield is so deep, you probably don't want to do that. So I'm thinking Butters into, or maybe Steele into, oh no, I don't want to go Steele against Dogs. Oh, but Libba's not playing. Yeah, it might be Steele into Butters this week then. Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of good options here. Like, Sarong against West Coast. I'm just not sure. I feel like they could send someone to him. He's been getting a lot of attention in the past few weeks. So that's just why I'm kind of erring on the side of caution, and I don't want to put the vice captaincy. Well, it would have to be captaincy there. He plays late in the round. Unless I put like the captaincy on Raul or Heaney. But yeah. Anyway, that's just that. So we should have 21 people on the field this week, which is pretty good. Probably most people will. Most people will only not have Gorn playing. And, like, I think a lot of people that just did well in this past round didn't have guys like Dacos or Heaney, which is like, look, like, you had a good round, but your season's cooked, you know. If you didn't have a guy like Isaac Heaney, you know, he was first in the competition, now he's second because Gorn took over him. But all these 4 games, you know, his first 4 games, because the first one didn't count, but I mean, I only had him for the last 3, to be fair. I didn't start him in round 1, but he's played really well. And look, we are using another boost this week, but I think it's worth it. So, yeah, I think they'll score well. Oh, Raul's actually rejected a lot, same as Heaney. But they're playing against each other. And I'm sure they'll score well. So, yeah, we'll probably, loop? We can't loop because McKedge plays the last game. Can we loop here? Well, they played for the same team. So we can't loop anyway because Reed is playing the second game of the round. So can't do that. These guys are both playing, so we can't do any loops. Yeah, okay. I guess I'm not going to start Sharp over Roberts. So we'll just do that. Anyway, though, that's just the trades, is what I'm thinking. I think I'm pretty set on this. You know, Hayden Young, I would like a Zach Merritt, but Hayden Young against West Coast, that's a pretty good option. You know, again, like I was showing you guys, he scored very well against hard midfields the previous 2 weeks. We've seen what he does to an easier midfield, even though he only scored a 62 on North Melbourne and 70 on Brisbane. Obviously, you know, his form's picked up a lot since then. So yeah, you know, 80 break even. I would have liked to get him last week. He's gone up another 32k, but you know, not everything ended up happening like how you wanted, and that's still not too bad. So we'll go like that. How many more people do we have to upgrade? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 8 left. Although, how many people am I like actually scared to put on field? Really, only these 2, I would say. Like scared that they'll drop a low score. Maybe Closey as well. He's only played 2 games. So maybe Closey, Darcy, Dempsey. Oh, I guess Williams, D'Ambrosio as well. So you want to upgrade them. But yeah, like Roberts, I think is quite good. You know, should put out an 80 average for us. I think Reed's also going to play quite well now. West Coast definitely looks like they're improving as time goes on. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, that's all I've got for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.